Get up, and it was a tough night for the Warriors in a variety of different ways last night. One of their problems, transition defense, and that begins with that good quick pass. See how quickly the Raptors, off a miss, are up the floor, and they get the easy layup there from Danny Green. Now we'll go second quarter action, more of the same. Steph Curry gets to the rim, no good, and watch Kawhi Leonard. You know he'll get the ball up the floor quickly. He will find Lowry, who finds a trailing Marc Gasol. You see some discombobulation in that Golden State defense. Again, the transition defense, not good at all. Fourth quarter last night with the Warriors down 9. Once again, it starts with a quick pass off the rebound. Look at that. Gasol gets it, and boom, they're off and running. It's Siakam, pushes the break, draws the defense wide open. Danny Green in the corner. Warriors lose game 1 by 9. They'll need to get it back in game 2 on Sunday.
Biggest thing for me was our transition defense was just awful, and that's the game. That's the number one priority when you play Toronto. You have to take care of their transition, and we gave up 24 fast break points. We turned it over 17 times, so that's the game, really.
We'll have to get back on defense next game and really limit their transition points, make them beat us in the half court. Yeah, we did a good job limiting Kawhi, but it's not Kawhi Leonard, and it's the Raptors, so we'll go back to the drawing board and see what we can do better for Sunday.
Let us go live now to Toronto. Stephen A. Smith is standing by, getting ready for First Take, which is 25 minutes away, and they're live in Toronto. So, Steve, I'm going to set it up with you the way I did with these guys. If I told you yesterday the Splash Brothers would score 55, Draymond would have a triple-double, and Kawhi Leonard would only make 5 shots, we never would have thought the Raptors would win the game. So what happened?
Well, what happened is that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson really didn't have any help offensively. The fact is Steph Curry did his thing. He was getting doubled, but he got limited assistance. Klay Thompson did his part to some degree. Obviously, we've seen him be more explosive in the past, but he did his part to some degree. But Andre Iguodala was no factor whatsoever, and I think that was key because he's going to have opportunities where he's got open threes, whether it's from the wing or from the corner. He's going to get those shots. They're going to dare him to shoot those shots. They're going to dare Draymond Green to shoot perimeter shots, and if they can't show you the ability to do so, then you've got yourself a problem. In the case of the Toronto Raptors, obviously you did a great job from Iguodala and others in terms of defending him, switching on him, doubling him, getting the ball out of his hands. But Siakam was a monster last night. Hit 14 to 17 shots, finished with 32 points. Gasol was a factor as well. 20 points on 6 of 10 shooting. When he was in the game, they went to him. So it really comes down to this. Not only do you have athleticism and size, but the ability to switch on Toronto's part obviously proved to be to their advantage because when they doubled up or switched on Steph Curry, he got no help. But when they did it, when the Warriors did it to Kawhi Leonard, he had loads of help, a three-headed monster. Siakam, Gasol, and Van Vliet coming off the bench to drop 4 3-pointers. So it's really about those other players, not the marquees. Kawhi Leonard is going to do his thing, but it's almost one of those situations where you got to sit back and ask yourself, is it a better strategy for the Golden State Warriors to let Kawhi Leonard just go ballistic, get his, but neutralize everybody else, at least for big chunks of the game, so they'll be cold? That way, when you transition to really getting the ball out of Kawhi Leonard's hands, the other guys didn't catch a rhythm, and you could throw them off kilter. It's the kind of strategy that they're going to have to think about. They can talk about their transition defense all they want to, and it's nice and it's accurate, but that's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing is that the supporting cast of Steph Curry did not show up, which elevates the significance of Kevin Durant's absence. We can't ignore that, and it's also really, really about just stepping up and somebody making a contribution on the offensive side of the ball. It's really that simple.
You sort of took me to my next question, and so I will lead you there further. Did you get the impression watching this game last night that the Warriors will need Durant if they're going to win the series?
Well, hell yes. That's the immediate answer, number one. But number two, I would say to you this. Despite the absence of offensive production from anybody outside of Steph and Klay, the Warriors were still in this game and still in position to actually win this game. So you got to take that into consideration. But in the end, listen, it's the injury bug too. Iguodala is not healthy, and he got hurt in the fourth quarter again, from what I'm hearing. Boogie Cousins comes off. He comes back after a 14-game absence from getting hurt in Game 2 of the Western Conference first round. He couldn't even give you 10 minutes, or Steve Kerr elected not to use him for at least 10 minutes. And, of course, KD is out. So this team's got the injury bug. They're not 100%. They're being hampered. And then you've got the other guys for Toronto showing you that they are a team, particularly defensively. We knew they were an elite defensive team coming into the series. They proved that last night. But there is no way on earth that Pascal Siakam, he's my most improved player. He can ball, but 32 points on 82% shooting? What on earth is going on? That's not something that can be allowed. That cannot happen. That just can't happen.
And then one final thing. Again, Siakam, clearly was brilliant last night. The last player to put up those numbers in a finals win was Michael Jordan in 1991. Final thing they want me to ask you. We saw you courtside speaking to Drake before the game last night. What can you tell us about that conversation?
My conversations with people like Drake and others are between us. I don't divulge that level of information, even though I work for ESPN. The fact of the matter is I honor a code when I have private conversations with people. I keep it private, but let's just sit up there and say I let Drake know how I feel about this series, going into the series, and in the aftermath of the game, I'm sitting here looking like Austin Powers, like Dr. Evil or somebody. Oh, I got to think about it now. Oh, damn. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, so I'll just leave it at that. Let's just say that Drake was very, very confident, and his confidence was validated on this particular day, but it's still a series.
Well done, Stephen A. We're looking forward to it. 20 minutes from First Take here live on ESPN. You guys down there, or up there, I should say, in Toronto. Thank you, Stephen A. We will see you shortly as you guys get started here in just a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, our next WNBA game is over on ESPN2 tonight, 10 Eastern. The Mercury host the Las Vegas Aces. You can watch it live on the ESPN app from anywhere. All right, he just brought up an interesting question about strategy involving that guy, Pascal Siakam, in other ways. Just
got the keys to the program. Hercules.
Jalen, I'm not going to lie to you.
I love that guy, man. I just love you.
I'm sitting out. Jalen, you go ahead. You take it. I just want to hear the two of you guys talk. I know that this is about Michigan basketball going forward, but I know this is a lot more than that to both of you in a lot of ways. So, Jalen, go ahead. I'm going to let you pick it up.
Juwan Howard, my brother from another mother, who I played against in high school when you guys came to Detroit, and our teams actually had a fight.
True.
The same Juwan Howard that we played in McDonald's High School All-American together, and we rearranged the rooms so that we all can talk about doing something special in Ann Arbor. The same Juwan Howard that was the grown-up in the room that the world has never seen without a haircut or a crease in his pants. The same Juwan Howard that had the level of respect that took me to Chi-Town with him every summer, okay? This is a guy that's now put himself in position, Greeny, to lead the University of Michigan program. He's disciplined, he's hardworking. It's all about his leadership. I want to congratulate you as an alum, as a friend, as a Fab Five member. We're just here to support you, your vision. I love you, and congratulations.
Thank you, my brother. Yes, everything you said just gave me chills all through my body because, that bond right there, that brotherhood, would never lose. We would never lose that. And I know how hard you've been working to try to make this day possible for me. You know how important it is to me and my family. You've seen it yesterday, how emotional I got because of the fact that this is so special. A special day for not only myself and my family, but for all of us, man. So I just want to say I love you, J. Rose, and go blue, brother.
I'll jump in quickly if I can. Juwan, I'd like to ask you the same question I asked Jalen the day that you were officially hired, and that is that for the longest time now, for 25 years, there has been a strained relationship between the university and the Fab Five. And obviously, the statement that is made by the school by hiring you, by bringing you back in as significant a way as they do, that's the end of that. That's the end of that tension. So for you, for 25 years later, what does that mean to you?
Well, it means a lot to me that first this university, President Mark, also Ward Manuel, has really taken the confidence on and just say, you know what, I trust this man, we believe in him, and we just know he'll be the right coach to lead this program. So that meant a lot to me to say that, I have the trust and the belief in this organization, which I would say a program that, they know that I can do this job and I'm capable of doing this job. The relationship with the Fab Five is now coming back, and this is one step.
Juwan, for those that haven't closely followed your coaching career, you've really paid your dues on some of the best. Eric Spoelstra's leadership, winning a championship as a player, also Pat Riley, and what he does with the Miami Heat organization. Can you let the people know what to anticipate as it relates to you being the leader and the face of the program on the floor and off the floor?
Well, you said it best. I was fortunate enough to work for a championship organization like the Miami Heat, learning from a guy like Eric Spoelstra. I say I'm from the Eric Spoelstra tree. Been 6 years in his staff, absorbing all that great knowledge. He's one of the hardest working coaches. I think he doesn't get credit for it, but he's one of the best coaches in this league. Pat Riley, sitting in meetings, listening to him speak, taking in all that knowledge, learning from him. David Fizdale, Keith Smart, Dan Craig, Chris Quinn, we all challenging each other to get better. So they helped prepare me for this day. And now that I get a chance to be a head coach, I'm prepared for this, and I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Juwan, I think a lot of us were moved when we saw how emotional you were at your news conference yesterday. I saw it all over social media. How would you put into words what that was? Why? Where did that emotion come from yesterday?
Well, it came from what Jalen mentioned earlier. He gave you my background. Growing up from the inner city of Chicago on the South Side, a kid that has been counted out. Many thought that would never, ever make it on a collegiate level, but then go to a university like Michigan, one of the prestigious universities in the world, to be able to get a degree here, to learn, to grow, to become a man. And when I left this university, I was able to accomplish my dream and goal, that's to play in the NBA. To play 19 years in the NBA, that's not easy. You have to go through some adversity. Being the number one guy, then I had a role of being the number two guy, and then from there, being a role player, then coming off the bench, and then having a suit on. I played a lot of different roles, had many different hats, but going through that taught me so much about being a tough-minded individual, having that mental toughness, and just learning and growing. So then, now to have this moment after spending 6 years as an assistant coach, grinding, starting in player development, and then more importantly, just have a selfless approach to just try to learn and have that growth mindset. And to get here, yesterday was just an exciting and emotional time because my grandmother always wanted me to go to the University of Michigan. She died on the day that I signed my letter of intent to attend the University of Michigan. And then thinking back to my best friend, Lamont Juice Carter, who Jalen knows very well, passed away. I just had all that thoughts going on in my head. And then that's why I said, I got to let it go, let it out, and don't be embarrassed about it. So the world got a chance to see me, a guy that's have emotional moments, not afraid to show it, and more importantly, embraced it.
Juwan, John Beilein did a terrific job of putting University of Michigan back on the map. And I know you have his blessing. I know you have Coach Fisher's blessing. Can you talk about their influence in your coaching over the last couple of years?
Well, Coach Fisher, I got to start with him first. After I left CVS High School in Chicago, learning from a guy by the name of Dick Cook, my track record started to become even stronger and my growth started to rise even higher because being able to learn from a guy like Coach Fisher, who you and I both know, one of the best coaches, in my opinion, should be a Hall of Fame coach very soon. A guy who's a basketball genius, and learning from him how to grow to become a young man, and him and Coach Fisher trusted me and you and others. That moment right there has been special. Now, the reins has been passed to a guy like Coach Beilein, who just continued the culture that he built here and then had success doing it. I've always came back every year and just picked Coach Beilein's brain. By sitting down, sometimes we'll have meetings with chalk talk, just wanting to learn and grow. We built a close relationship. So now he's moving on to Cleveland Cavaliers, which I really, really, truly support him. But I know I have the utmost support from him as well.
All right, Juwan, here's the really important question in this interview. Jalen, whom I have now known for 15 years and with whom I work every single day, he always describes you as having been the adult in the room. with the Fab Five. What was Jalen like? I know what he's like now. I need an in-depth description of what Jalen Rose was like when you guys were in college.
Oh, man. I tell you, everything you're getting right now, that was Jalen. He's made for this right here. TV, he never shied away from a camera, but was always smart, articulate, quick wit. That's a strong suit of his. He's quick wit, but more importantly, he's a basketball genius. A guy who came out of high school known as to be a small forward, but a guy has transformed his game, become a point guard and led us not just 1, 2, but 3 years. That goes to show you that his IQ was like off the charts. So it doesn't surprise me that what he's doing now and how successful he is because of the fact that he's always been a smart, bright individual, but more importantly, he's always been a warrior. He's gonna fight for his family. And I consider, Jalen's family, I'm honored to be called a brother of his because I know he's always going to have my back. He's always going to be in a foxhole with me. That's without a doubt.
And also, Juwan, I look down at my phone ever since John Beilein left until the time you accepted the job. I cannot tell you how many people from the program have reached out to me. The General Gary Grant, Antoine Jobert. The list goes on and on. Football players, John Jansen. So many people have reached out to me to send you their utmost congratulatory support, but also to let you know that any way that we can be of support to you and the program and the young men that you're going to influence, we're all one call away.
Well, that right there means so much to me. I'm so appreciative. I'm humbled by it. Because, those guys that you just mentioned paved the way for guys like me and you. Antoine Jobert, I had a chance to see him yesterday, and I hugged him, and I thanked him because I know I'm going to need him, I'm going to lean on him, but he's always been there for us for day one. Gary Grant, that dude is amazing, man. He's the best. And he's been texting. I know, right? That dude's hilarious, but he's special. He's done a lot for this program. Desmond Howard, another guy who it means so much to me. He's a big brother, mentor. He took me up under his wing back when I was drafted by the Washington Bullets when Desmond was playing for the Washington Redskins. That's what it was, yeah. So Desmond has always been family to me, man. And I see him in Miami. I'm just so happy that I know that they're former, Michigan alums, and also, those who are still here. We're going to rally behind this movement. We're going to continue to build a culture here. Well, continue the culture because the culture has already been in place. Beilein has put a lot of pressure on me and others, but we're going to try to do our best to represent this university to the fullest.
All right, so for both of you guys, and I have to let you go here, for both of you, when will we see you together? When will we see all you guys on the court together?
Very soon, sir. Very soon.
ASAP.
All right, I got to leave it there. We're having a little trouble with Jalen's transmission, but I think I can hear him all the way from Toronto without even needing a microphone. Outstanding. Hey, Juwan, congratulations from all of us. It was just sort of living it vicariously through Jay. It was special for all of us to see it. Congratulations to both of you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Greeny. Thanks, Jay Will. Appreciate